Hello guys, and welcome back to Traveling Teacher Talk.
Hi guys, thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, we're going to tell you today about how China crushed our comfort zones.
Oh my gosh, it absolutely did, didn't it?
Yeah, it crushed our comfort zones. It crushed them in socializing, in traveling, in living, working, all of these areas. China really crushed our comfort zones, and we'll tell you how.
Stay tuned.
Okay, dude, how do you think it crushed our comfort zones?
The first thing of way it crushed my comfort zone was not knowing the language when I first got here.
We can't speak Chinese. We only started to learn a little bit of Chinese. But as we said in another one of our videos, you can get by here without knowing Chinese.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
And the people are so willing to help you out anyway. You just got to give it a try.
Yeah.
There's a lot of English signs as well. The road signs. When you arrive at the airport, you'll see English and Chinese.
Yeah.
So never fear. You will always be able to get by. A lot of people want to practice their English, so you'll be absolutely fine there as well.
They'll come and want to talk to you.
There's also a lot of really easy apps.
Oh, translation apps, you mean?
Translation apps, yeah. Also on WeChat, they can write it in Chinese to
Yeah.
translate the whole text. So that's really helpful as well.
Yeah, and we'll be doing some deep dives into some of these topics so you can feel prepared in coming to China. And that's another way it crushed our comfort zone. We use money at home. What do you use here? WeChat is the biggest program with Alipay as well, but WeChat is a more all-round program,
Yeah.
isn't it? The way that it crushed our comfort zone was the money, using money. We totally go digital on money over here. We haven't touched paper and coins for years.
Yeah.
WeChat, QR codes, that's your way you pay, and it expanded our comfort zone.
I think the thing that crushed my comfort zone at the beginning was security-wise when it came to registering for WeChat, because you had to give your passport details, you had to attach your international or your home bank account. It's not something that I was comfortable with at the beginning, but when I realized that this is the way the world is now, everything is online, and I had no problem at home when I had to pay bills online and I had to do this, that and the other at home. So here wasn't any different, and in all the time that we've been here, we've never had any security issues. It's been absolutely perfectly safe the whole time.
So Di, what's another way it crushed your comfort zone?
Interacting with people.
Okay.
Interacting with people, what I mean by that is that there is so many opportunities for me to step out of my comfort zone and try to understand what someone is saying. So when people were always asking questions of us or wanting to talk to us, I really had to step out of my comfort zone to deal with the language barrier, to be able to interact with them, and then use the translation app to move past it so I understood what they were talking about. So it was a really big thing for me to get past that. That was really challenging to my comfort zone.
In another way, the people are super friendly.
Yeah.
You will get so much attention as a foreigner, and you'll get people wanting to come and talk to you.
As a foreigner, especially in a small city like we're in now, you can't be incognito. You certainly can't.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
you know, it's always been a bit of an issue for me. I've always had to step out of my comfort zone every time I've walked outside, because you know someone's going to look at you. You know you're going to be at the focus. You know you're going to be pointed at. So it was a really big challenge for me. But I've embraced that challenge, and now I just turn around and smile. And if someone is pointing at me, I'll point back and wave. What are some other ways that it's really taking you out of your comfort zone whilst you've been here in China?
Food. That challenged my comfort zones. I don't want to suck the marrow out of the bone, and I don't want to eat a chicken's foot.
Hello.
Hey. So food was a real challenge. It challenged my comfort zone in trying so many different foods, and I really totally appreciate it. What do you think?
It really challenged me when we first arrived here, because the students that we had in college, they were adult students, and they wanted to share with us so many different foods. And at times you really didn't know what you're eating, but out of respect, you kind of had to
Literally,
try.
you didn't know what you were eating.
I mean, I remember the first time I was given this bowl and it had this red stuff in it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is it? And they then said, oh, it's the delicacy of the area. You must try it, you must try it. And then I realized with the translation, thank goodness for a translation app, it said it was frozen duck blood. Then they all stared at you, waiting for you to eat it. So it was kind of like, I had to get over that, and that really challenged my comfort zone.
They're really, really super proud of their culinary diversity in this country. And it is diverse, as we've explained in other videos as well. Our experiences have expanded greatly, and our appreciation of those foods has expanded greatly.
Yeah, stepping out of your comfort zone gives you a whole new concept of yourself as well. You know, it does actually make you a better person. don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
And your acceptance of the world and the acceptance of the other people in the world.
Yeah.
You know, just because they eat different food doesn't mean they're any different to you. they're just, that's what they've grown up with. It's like us and Vegemite. You know, we introduce Vegemite to people and they think we're crazy.
I mean, come on, who's going to eat that? What's another way that China has blown your comfort zone?
Well, it would have to be personal space.
Oh, yes.
It was something that, you know, we really had to get used to.
Yeah, true.
The crowds, there's so many people.
You're right. It is something to get used to, isn't it?
And sometimes you kind of think, why are you behind me? And you might get a little bit, you know, titchy about it, or you think, oh, I better bring my bag around the front. They're the sorts of things where I had to really get over my comfort zone.
Yeah, safety and security, dude.
Yeah.
That's right. Look, coming to this country, you might think that there's security everywhere, cameras everywhere, police everywhere, all this kind of thing. But no, it's calm and comfortable. I mean, it is super safe. China is the safest place I've ever been and ever experienced in the environment. So another area that's challenged our comfort zone is the cultural expectations and the social differences that
Absolutely.
are here. Yeah.
One of the major cultural differences for me was the fact that they use squat toilets here.
Oh.
And as a guy, it might be okay, but as a female, it was a little bit challenging. Usually in the toilets, you will find at the end of all of the squat toilets a Western toilet. That's really important for me. I mean, I had to really step out of my comfort zone to squat on a toilet. Like, do I face the wall? Do I face the door? I didn't really know which way to face, but you know, you do get used to it.
So with cultural differences, I mean, we do explain this in more detail in another clip. There's basic little cultural differences like spitting some food out on the table onto a napkin and how you use your chopsticks and things like that. But the cultural differences aren't as massive as you may think with respect to you having to get used to really crazy things, right?
No, it's not crazy things, it's just things that we're not used to. I think the first time I saw someone spit fish bones onto the table, I was like, why don't you just pick them out with your fingers?
But they don't touch food with their fingers. That's just one of the little things.
So that's one of the major things that we had to learn, and that really did challenge my comfort zone there for a while of how am I going to eat this fish? And then
that was one of the major challenges. Fish bones.
Fish bones. How am I going to suck the meat away to spit the bones out on the table? Definitely challenged my comfort zone.
We look at some of these aspects or elements as quite important social etiquette. But here they're very relaxed, especially you as a foreigner being in China. They're so relaxed and they see you as, well, you're a foreigner and you're trying, and they appreciate it. Or it's a little bit of a giggle because you don't know what to do with all the bones in your mouth.
It definitely expanded our comfort zone and made us, I think, better people, because we've become so much more accepting. And we see things now and we think, wow, you know, that's amazing, and we didn't think that before. We've had to really step back doing these videos thinking we see so many of these things as part of our life now. But if we were back in Sydney or Brisbane, would we see this? And these are the things that we're trying now to explain to you guys about what you will see.
Look, it is a challenge of your comfort zones, and coming to China and living in China has absolutely crushed our comfort zones in all those ways that we've mentioned. But if you're coming over here to work or live or holiday, you will be challenged and you will find differences here, of course. Cultural differences, social differences, and just differences in practical ways, how you do things every day. But as Di always says, come with an open mind and come with an open perspective, because you'll learn so much and you'll gain so much. By challenging and crushing our comfort zones, we have gained way more than we ever anticipated.
Absolutely. Even with being a couple, the expectations that people have on us as a couple, and especially an older couple, it really did push our boundaries. Like, where are your children? Why did you leave your children in Australia? Like, you know, if you don't step out of your comfort zone in your life, then you just stay in your box and nothing changes. That's what the world is about, getting out and exploring and challenging those comfort zones and really pushing beyond the boundary.
So guys, I hope that's helped you to understand a bit more about the differences between what you would normally experience at home and what you might experience in China.
And look, thank you so much for all the new subscribers, and we really do appreciate it. Please comment below. We really love reading them and responding to them. And tell us if you've been to any other country that's challenged your comfort zone. It's a really interesting topic, I think.
Like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks guys, bye-bye.